Welcome to the Workplace Minute, powered by H3HR Advisors and sponsored by WorkHuman. Thanks for joining me for your quick briefing on what's important in the world of work. My name is Steve Boese. Today we're diving into Target's newly announced 10-4 policy for retail employees, a move that's generating plenty of buzz. Let's break down what it means, why it matters, and whether it addresses the real priorities for workers and customers. Target has announced a new customer engagement initiative called the 10-4 policy, and it's already sparking conversation across retail and workplace circles. Here's what it means. Employees are expected to smile, make eye contact, and use welcoming body language when they're within 10 feet of a customer. If they're within 4 feet of a customer, they should verbally greet the customer, initiate warm, helpful interactions. Think asking how their day is going or offering some assistance. Target says this is about creating a more personal, Disney-like experience and boosting customer loyalty during the critical holiday season. And the rationale? Target believes that when guests feel acknowledged and appreciated, they shop longer and return more often. This approach isn't new in retail. Walmart has long had its own 10-foot rule, and Disney pioneered similar guidelines decades ago. But for Target, the timing is notable. The company is coming off a challenging year, marked by sluggish sales, declining foot traffic, and a major rollback of its diversity, equity, and inclusion programs earlier in 2025. That rollback triggered boycotts and reputational damage, with comparable store sales dropping nearly 4% in the first quarter and another 2% in the second quarter, and Target's stock value plunging over 30% this year. Analysts estimate the company has lost billions in revenue and significant loyalty, especially among Black and Hispanic shoppers. So how are customers reacting to 10-4? Well, mixed feelings. Some say we should be greeting customers anyway, while others call it forced happiness and argue if workers aren't smiling, it's because they're unhappy with their pay, their scheduling, or working conditions, not because they forgot to wave. And one employee wrote online, if you fix things for your employees to be happy, you wouldn't need to announce a new plan mandating happiness. And others point out that customers don't often respond anyway, leaving employees feeling invisible or drained. So there are some pros and cons. First, for the customers, a friendly greeting can make shopping feel more pleasant and personal, especially in an era dominated by self-checkouts and more automation. And research suggests these small touches can increase the time in store and even boost impulse purchases. But on the negative side, not everyone wants an interaction. Some shoppers prefer speed and privacy. For them, these extra greetings can feel intrusive or insincere. And for the employees, there are positive and negatives as well. On the positive side, clear expectations around performance expectations can reduce ambiguity about customer service demands. However, it can feel performative, it could be exhausting, especially during peak holiday stress times. And mandating smiles doesn't address deeper issues employees have like pay, benefits, or predictable schedules. And that brings us to the bigger point, what really matters to employees and customers, and it usually goes beyond smiles or scripted greetings. Employees want fair pay, strong benefits, and consistent schedules. And customers want low prices, clean stores, good product selection, and efficient service. These fundamentals drive loyalty far more than a wave and a smile at 10 feet. And finally, let's just talk about this idea of forced fun or forced smiling. Should companies care about this? There's a fine line between encouraging friendliness and mandating emotional labor. And when it feels authentic, it can work, but when it feels forced, it can backfire, creating stress for employees and awkwardness for customers. Culture isn't built on these kinds of interaction scripts. It's built on trust, respect, and meaningful investment in people. So as Target leans into 10-4, the question remains, will a smile at 10 feet and a greeting at 4 feet move the needle? Or do employees and customers really just want the companies to focus on what matters to them the most? I'll leave that up to you to decide. Thanks so much for listening, and a big thank you to WorkHuman for supporting the Workplace Minute. If this episode made you think about how your organization is balancing customer service with employee expectations, please share it with a colleague. I'm Steve Boese, and this has been the Workplace Minute from H3HR Advisors.